As a player or GM, do you ever find yourself overwhelmed by too many character options, too many source books, too many supplements, and suddenly you don't know where to start? I think we all have. So, how do you handle when you have too many options? First, limit your sources. This is something I know a lot of GMs will do. You'll often hear it referred to as like Player's Handbook +1. Choose one supplement that you'll draw from in addition to the core book, or just stick with the core rules. This works for players, and I'd also suggest GMs utilize this for yourself. Decide you're just going to use the core monsters, or pick one book that you'll draw from. You can always add variety by changing up the description of monsters, but stick with the stats in the core monster manual. Another way to handle decision paralysis when you have too many choices is let the dice decide. Use random tables. As a player, I'll do this when I can't decide on a backstory or some other detail about my character that I should have figured out, but I'm either just not feeling inspired or don't need it to be anything specific. And as a GM, this is always great for encounters, treasure, and dungeons, just to give a few examples. And you don't have to take the first, second, or even third roll. Often I'll roll on a table, and when faced with the outcome, realize that doesn't work or I don't like that choice, so I'll roll until I get a result I like or can live with. A big thanks to all of our patrons, especially Alicia. If you want to support our channel and pick up some cool perks like monthly maps and early videos, you can head on over to patreon.com/rollforinitiative and become a patron today. And finally, pick a system that has less options. D&D and Pathfinder both have a lot of supplements. You don't need all of the supplements, but I know many people who like collecting them. I mean, we have a decent collection ourselves on our bookcases, so I can't really judge people who like collecting the books. But especially if you're just starting off, it can be intimidating seeing so many options and feeling like if you limit yourself to the core book, you may be missing out on all that system has to offer. So in this case, pick a system that doesn't have too many options. You can check out our review of Fantasy Age 2nd edition, and just because a system has less options in the rules doesn't mean you can't play the unique character or tell the cool stories you want to tell. So how about you? Have you run into decision paralysis when looking at your rulebook? Have you used any of these methods? Or do you have a different way of making a decision when there are just too many options? Let's chat about that in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Roll for Initiative. Bye!